So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Britta Piovesan, and I'm in marketing at Roomle. We're really excited to have you participating in today's Roomle webinar, 3D commerce, turning heads and boosting sales. My colleague from the sales team, Katrin Kirschmeier, will give you answers to the following questions now. So, why is it so important to offer customers special shopping experiences? And how can 3D products help? What is the procedure for a configurator project? So how do I get started? And how do best practice examples look like? Now I want to keep conversational info as well. So during the webinar, all participants are muted. The webinar will be recorded, and we will send you this recording as well as a presentation as a link after the webinar. During the webinar, you can ask questions in the chat, and which we will try to answer at the end of the webinar. And yeah, now we wish you informative 30 to 40 minutes. And yeah, I ask my colleague Katrin to her input. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Britta. I can see Britta is sitting right next to me on the picture behind. Yeah, hello everybody. Also from my side, I'm part of the Roomle sales team, and together with the rest of the Roomle sales team, with our colleagues from product and content service, we are shaping the future of 3D commerce. What do we do? Basically, we help manufacturers, retailers, and brands to meet today's challenges, the challenges around the sale of individual products. And one of these challenges is that companies nowadays have to manage a lot of complexity to be successful. I wanted to share my screen, which I forgot, but you should see it now. So a lot of complexity in businesses today, and yeah, also you want to stand out of the crowd as a business, and this is not always so simple. Where exactly does this complexity come from? On the one hand, we have some external complexity, like currently high inflation, decline in purchasing power, and rising uncertainty in shopping situations, high energy and commodity costs, supply chain issues, and so on. You all know of that. So this is external complexity we hardly can influence. Then there is always internal complexity in businesses, like managing sales and marketing channels. And when it comes to individual products, we often see that products themselves are very complex, are highly complex, and that again makes sales processes even more complex. And then we also have the customer. Nowadays, customers are really omnipresent, they are flexible, they are super connected. And a few years ago, we were talking about multi-channel. Multi-channel basically doesn't exist anymore because it's all about omni-channel. And omni-channel distribution opens up a completely new level of complexity in the coordination of all these processes in the company, and also logistics processes and so on. And at Roomle, we definitely see the need to provide consumers with an outstanding product experience and also shopping experience on really all touch points and channels, so that you can differentiate from competitors. What we also see is that when it comes to product experience, that there is quite a big visual gap between your product and your customer. So between the product and the perception of the online offer and the expectations of the customer. Because why is that? In most cases, product catalogs are shown only a small part of product catalogs are shown online, less than 20% very often, because of the complexity of data maintenance. And therefore, customers find it hard to customize, to personalize products and buy individual products online in a really reasonable way. And therefore, a lot of images are generated very often, but this produces really high costs and is a big effort for companies. And also, consumers are not so often 100% satisfied with their product they thought they would order or buy, and therefore we often see very high product returns, especially in online retailing, and these of course cause very high costs. And altogether, in reality, the online customer experience is quite weak, unfortunately. Now you see a little spoiler of one of our solutions. It is very difficult for consumers to judge the quality and also the personal suitability of a product without being able to touch and really see it in real. So the challenge in the future will be to narrow this visual gap, as you can see here in this example. You see here Roomle's 3D viewers and configurators and how they help to close this visual gap between the online and the brick and mortar shopping experience, and how it is possible to present products in a high quality and also with high speed on all devices. Yeah, if you want to, you can try it yourself and scan the QR code with your mobile device, smartphone, or also tablet. And it can look like here. This is on the right side, you see our Roomle office. And well, we parked the car here. And you can walk around the car, you can zoom in, you can almost touch it. And it looks really, yeah, real. In a nutshell, customer expectations are changing, and there is also already a lot of data which proves it. So it means that customers are really expecting you to narrow the gap. It's not only nice to narrow the visual gap, but customers or consumers are expecting you to do so. And shopper insights studies show that. Online shoppers are asked which features on product detail pages in online shops best support them in their purchase decision. And we have product images and photos on in the first place, but very closely followed by live fitting experiences, which means augmented reality, for instance, and 360-degree product experiences. So just what we showed in the slide before, and as well as personalization options in the third place. And that's where I'd like to take a closer look with you today. So the live fitting experiences and also the personalization options. But now, how do these interactive product experiences affect customers' purchasing decisions? You see here an example of BioHort. It's an Austrian producer of garden storage solutions like this plant box here. And the global augmented reality market is currently growing very fast. And more than 60% of online shoppers want more of these experiences when they shop online and are way more likely to make a purchase decision in such a real setting. And as I said, this is a plant box, and it's also a personal story of mine. We wanted to buy one of these plant boxes, and my husband wasn't really convinced that it would fit into our garden, but then I configured it online. I used augmented reality, took a screenshot with my cell phone and sent it over to him. And he was like, oh, I thought it was too big, but actually it fits really well and it looks good. Okay, let's take it. And yeah, trust me, there are way cheaper plant boxes out there on the market. But this experience made us sure that it would be the right fit for us and for our garden. So, and we are still very happy with it. So, it's really helpful. Okay. And you remember the third point was personalization. And personalization is becoming an increasing focus for end consumers when it comes to online shopping. And studies prove that 35% of online shoppers are way more likely to purchase a product to buy when they use a 3D product configurator because they can completely individualize their desired product and are more confident in their buying decision. And of course, there is also an advantage for retailers because customers automatically stay longer on the site because they engage more intensively with the product, and this creates an emotional bond and increases the certainty of purchase. And in parallel, shopping basket values and conversion also increase significantly. And also, already, advertising formats are becoming way more interactive because 3D and AR products can already be played out in different countries worldwide via Google's advertising network or also via various social media channels. So products can be perfectly displayed also already in the product discovery phase. So where a consumer is collecting information before even clicking on the site of a web shop or visiting your website. And I can only recommend that you really try out and test such experiences in your marketing. And for such experiences, we at Roomle deliver your product data in the appropriate formats, really at the push of a button. So it's really simple and very fast and has, I would say, really high effect. So you see a paradigm shift is happening in e-commerce, also because we have very young generations, the generation Y and Z as future shoppers. And they are a generation of digital natives who are, as mentioned before, super flexible shoppers. They are to be found in basically any channel and have a lot of touch points, which makes it an even bigger challenge to catch their attention. And keep in mind that those young people are also the not only the B2C, but also the B2B shoppers of the future. So B2B retailers who provide really cool shopping experiences will be definitely more successful also in future. And the really good thing is that we have solutions at Roomle which help you being prepared for this future. What enables us to do this to support you in this topic is because digital products are our playground. And what do? We create 3D solutions, especially 3D and AR configurator solutions and 3D planning solutions that really allow you to easily produce your products in photorealistic quality and in high speed with all of the product logic which is needed. And we call it, we enable a kind of IKEA experience, only better and even more intuitive for every retailer, online retailer, manufacturer, and for every brand. But the difference is that you don't have to build up a team of like 150 developers to build your own solution. But our vision is that really every company can use it for itself in a very simple and fast way. Our platform is open for all interfaces, for all integrations, for each kind of data, channels, and products, and can be seamlessly integrated via API into any e-commerce system or also into business systems like CRM, ERP systems, and of course also in social media channels. But what is way more important to you than what are our solutions is what can you do with them? How can you use them? Using a Roomle allows your company to market products more efficiently in the future because the data is created only once in the Roomle platform, uploaded to the platform by you or by us, or also by one of our partners in our ecosystem, and then can be used for different use cases. So with one asset, basically one 3D asset, you can visualize your products live in 3D and configure them in any complexity you like. So from simple to basic to very complex. You can visualize these products live in space with augmented reality. And augmented reality is included in any of our solutions. It's, and there is no app needed for using augmented reality. You can plan and desire entire product sets, which is really great for cross-selling and upselling, also in 3D, of course, and including all order relevant commercial data, of course. And in the end, you get a 100% correct bill of materials or article list. And thus you can reduce returns in online and also in stationary trade to almost zero. You can also produce high quality renderings at the push of a button, which saves you a lot of costs because you don't have to take photographs anymore, which takes a lot of time and costs a lot. So you create renderings at a fraction of a cost of standard processes today. And last but not least, the digital twins, including all rule sets, all parameters and commercial data can be managed on our platform. And really, our goal is to create unique experience for your customers and consumers, to increase customer engagement, customer interaction with your products, and also to increase trust, create higher conversion rates. So let's have a look at one use case. You see a very simple use case, which we created really, really fast for one of our customers. And this is a client from a customer from Great Britain who sells very high quality hand woven fabrics online. The fabrics are very special, have special patterns, and end consumers have really difficulty imagining the fabrics, how they look like in detail, how they feel like, especially as finished curtains in their homes. So therefore, very often a personal online meeting or online consulting is necessary before the consumer then buys the product. And with the Roomle 3D configurator and a very high quality visualization of the fabrics, the customer comes to a decision much faster, is much more confident in the buying decision, and also decides earlier. And no matter what your use cases are, and what you want to do with it, in order to successfully engage in cross-channel commerce, it's always important to put the customer at the center and understand his customer journey, so his way towards your product. And as mentioned earlier, they are super flexible, super connected, and omnipresent. So it's important that such a 3D solution can be integrated into every sales channel and into every marketing channel, whether in online retail or also in stationary shop, on marketplaces, in newsletters or on social media. And again, with a single 3D asset, you can use it for multiple sales channels, and you have a perfect tool for lead and demand generation for B2C and B2B e-commerce. You have a perfect sales tool for your sales teams to create proposals, offers, and to really shorten planning periods, planning phases. And it's also a great support for your after-sales teams, for providing advice and handling these after-sales processes. And yeah, but let's have a look at some more references now. This again is BioHort from the screencast before. BioHort itself sells its products via retailers and also in their own online shop, which you can see here now. And they now have around about 25 products, and each one of these products is configurable in 3D. And in their online shop, they achieve very high traffic due to the 3D product configurators, and the products really convert very well despite their high complexity, because these garden sheds look quite simple, but you can personalize them in a very detailed way, as you can see here. And before, BioHort could only show a fraction of the product catalog, and what they couldn't show, they didn't sell. So, but now customers can personalize their garden storage house 100%. And I mentioned it earlier, you always get 100% correct bill of materials out of each configuration, which means that customers cannot configure or cannot create a configuration which is not correct, because they only see what they are allowed to do. And yeah, here you see that the configuration is handed over to the shopping basket, and they see the bill of materials here and can be sure that they get the product they want. And now a final example from a completely different industry. This is Crown, a US customer in the food service industry, where they had very long planning cycles before a customer could decide. And now with the configurators, let's click play. Now with the configurators, salespeople can now give customers a much better overview of all the product options and close sales deals much faster. And if you're interested in seeing more, we have more success stories on our website, success stories of different industries. And on our website, the section is called Learn, and there you'll find the success stories. Let's switch to the end consumer's perspective for a moment. For the end consumer, Roomle, our visual commerce platform, is really a breakthrough in their shopping experience, because as a customer, I have access to 100% of the product catalog. I can see all options of the product, and I can do this 24/7. I can completely customize my product according to my needs. I can see it live in my room, so I can try out my dream product at any time at home or in an actual setting. And if there is the API connection with the web shop or with the ERP system, I can see what's in stock, and if it's available for me, how long it takes to be shipped. And yeah, the best thing is, I would say, from my perspective, is I know exactly what I'm getting, and I already know that there is it's not very likely that I will return my desired product. And now you will ask yourself, okay, how does it work now? What do I have to do? For the setup of a 3D product configurator, we only need good reference images from the product. From there, we create a 3D model. Many of our customers already have 3D data, mainly from CAD applications, CAD/CAM applications, which we then optimize for the web application. So we create web formats out of these CAD/CAM data. And once we have the 3D model, we can create the digital twin of your product with all options, all configuration rules, all and all order data which is needed. to create this 100% correct bill of materials. For very simple products like this chair you can see here, this is super fast. I would say maybe a few hours or one day, depending on the depending on the complexity of shape and so on. For very complex products, such as the garden storage solution from Biohort you saw before, it takes longer because there is a very complex set of rules behind it, and we have more feedback loops, of course, until the configurator is really finished and working perfectly. And the last step is the integration into your own sales channels, website, web shop, app, B2B platform, in-store solution like a touch table or whatever. So anything you need. And some words on some more words on integration. There is integration is from very simple to a little bit more effort, depending on your needs, of course, and on your what you want to achieve with it. Each product has a Roomle embed code, which can be basically copy pasted into the backend of your website, of your e-commerce platform, or into any other solution. And a few seconds later, the solution is up and running in a standalone iframe. So this is the very simple integration scenario. And for integration, for deeper integration into your web shop, so that you can hand over a configured product to a shopping basket, this happens via our API interface. And the embedding side basically communicates with the configurator and can successfully access and transfer all configuration and order data. And in a web shop environment, this means that prices, delivery times, product availability are calculated live in the web shop. So directly in the shop, not within the configurator, but based on the configuration data, at runtime. And so you can create a seamless shopping experience for your customers. In a nutshell, 4 reasons why brands and retailers should use 3D and AR technologies. Reason number 1 is that you really can bring home product experience. You can show way more of your products in realistic and very high visualization quality, and your customers can personalize their wished or their desired products and even see them at home. Reason number 2 is that you can sell individual products on all your sales channels, and you only need one asset for using it for multiple use cases and multiple sales channels. It's easy to operate on all devices, and of course, obviously, there is a 24/7 access for your customers to your products and solutions. Reason number 3 is that 3D and AR technologies are saving you a huge amount of time and also costs, because with 3D assets you have a way faster go-to-market, because there is no need to create physical prototypes anymore, and you can reduce design iterations and so on. So you can bring your new products to the market much faster. Reason number 4, last but not least, is that again, you receive 100% correct orders and can reduce your returns, which is not only important in terms of costs, but also in terms of sustainability and all the climate topics we have right now. And you are way more efficient. And I talked a lot now. I know it's a lot of information. I hope you got a really good impression now of what we at Roomle are doing, and way more important, of the benefits for you, and why 3D commerce enables you to sell better and more, and enables you to adapt to your customers' expectations. And if you say yes, I like what I saw and I want to start, please get in touch with me or with one of your colleagues. You can see my email address here. And yeah, finally, before handing over to Britta again, who collected your questions, I would like to say thank you for spending your time with us. Yeah, that's very valuable. And Britta, it's your turn.
Yes, thank you very much, Katrin, for the insights you gave us and also the interesting examples. And yeah, as Katrin mentioned, now it's time for you to ask questions. And we have 2 questions already now. So one is, how do you create the 3D models based on reference image? What technology do you use? That's one of the questions.
That's a really good question. I honestly can't answer right now because which exact technology, because we are working with 3D service partners in our ecosystem and they are the experts. But if it's really of interest, please write me an email and I will find out what software they use, which technology they use. And what I can tell you is that we have our digital asset pipe, and we as a part we can, or on the one hand we can automatically transform cut data into web formats with the help of our digital asset pipe. And we are working to get even more optimization in this so that it's even faster and less cost intense.
Yeah, we have a second question, which was about the costs. So could you share the costs of a 3D model creation? Katrin, do you?
This is completely depending on the product, because as you say, the chair, the shell of the chair is quite simple, but it has a lot of round shapes. So I would say from scratch, from a reference image, it's some hours. And then it depends if you have the feet of the chair. Is there only one type of feet, or is there are there more types of feet? Does the chair have, is it a plastic shell, or does it come in only in some colors, or are there, can I choose also fabrics? So fabrics, materials influence the 3D modeling a lot, because we also have to create the materials and textures in a very high quality so that it looks really realistic. So I would say from several hours for a very simple chair, which I would say 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, depending on the surfaces also, and on the shapes. Is it rectangular, or does it have a lot of round shapes? So round shapes take more time, from what I know, up to several, I don't know, 1, 2 days for very complex shapes. And so if it's a machine, maybe a very big machine with a lot of details, I would say it's some days. But how we do that before we say yes, please create the 3D model to our partner, we always estimate, or we always give estimates to our customers. So yeah. Okay.
And as you mentioned right now, there are different types of complexity of the products. How long does such a configurator project take, for example, for the chair?
Okay, so for a chair, if we have only simple configuration options, so like choose the shell in different colors, which is completely easy. Maybe also select between different feet types of a chair. Let's say we have 2 feet types, and I can also choose various colors, or select between different colors for the feet. It's maybe 1 or 2 days. But we also have if you remember the garden storage house from Biohort, it takes us really several weeks, on average between 8 to 12 weeks, which does not mean that we also need these the effort, or we also invoice the effort of 8 to 12 weeks, but then we have feedback loops. We have to calculate response times of our customers if we have questions and so on. So until the configurator is really done, on average 8 to 12 weeks, also depending on response times of our customers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have another question. It says, any examples from process of factory automation manufacturers?
What exactly do you mean, process manufacturers? So you mean production lines, or how can I imagine this?
Yes, she says you wrote.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Production lines, not yet. We have, I think we have machines, but not complete production lines. But of course, we are completely industry agnostic. So for us, it doesn't matter if it's furniture or if it's a machine, to be honest. So this is absolutely imaginable.
Transmitters or sensors.
Yeah, I mean, I can't show you a reference here, but it's for us, sure, we can. I would say we can do this, but if you can show me, if you can send me a link or a product catalog or so, I can have a closer look at it, and I will let you know. Yeah, I give you some feedback on this.
Yes, there was also a question on this topic. Does Roomle manage the information for the configurator, or the user in each company manage their own configurator?
Both is possible. For most of our customers, we manage the data, because very often our customers don't have the resources or the programmers in-house, or they just want to outsource the data setup and the data management to us. But we are cloud-based, so it means that our customers, of course, have 24/7 access to their data. They can manage their data themselves, and they can also create their configurators and products and upload products themselves anytime, and you are also owners of your 3D data. So we create 3D models and so on, but our customers can use them for
yeah, because there's also the
various
question,
purposes.
If there is a backend where I can manage my products.
Yeah. Yes, there is. There is a data management platform where you have access, and you have statistics there. You can create renderings out of our platform at the push of a button. You can do the data setup on your own if you have the resources. And in this case, we very often do a little onboarding, a scripting training, we call it, and to enable our customers to create 3D products and 3D configurators themselves.
Yeah, because there's also the questions on the platform. There's someone who wants to know if the Rubens is included in Roomle, or is it outside the Roomle software?
I have to say here, Rubens is only a brand name. So the Roomle platform is the Rooms platform. So I know this is a little bit confusing, but it's not outside or anywhere. It's a cloud-based platform, and we host all the data on our platform. That's it.
Okay. Any further questions? No, if not, yeah, I say thank you, Katrin, again, and thank you to all of you who listened and also sent the questions to us. As we mentioned, we are here for you. Please just leave us a message, and we will also, as I mentioned before, send you the presentation as well as the recording of this webinar. And we are really looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing you again, hopefully. And yeah, talk to us anytime. You can book meetings, write an email, and yeah, let's have a chat. Thank you very much. Have a great afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you are. Thank you very much for your support, Britta, and also Palma, who is sitting over there. And see you soon, hopefully.
Bye.
Bye.